everyone, it's Ali. Thanks so much for joining me today for the 4th episode in my Christmas card series 2021. Today I'm showing you how to make some super quick cards, which is perfect if you're a little bit behind on your Christmas crafting. I'm going to be using these stamps from Crafter's Companion today. These are new this year and there's quite a few different designs, but I've got 3 of the Christmas ones. They come with 2 different photopolymer stamps inside that are meant to be used over the top of each other, and you stamp them in 2 different colours. Now, one of the great things about these sets is that you can use so many different colour combinations, so there's literally endless possibilities. I'm going to pair these stamps with this paper pad from the works that I've had in my stash for absolutely forever, and I figured it was about time I got it out and used it. There's a good selection of different types of prints in here, which is going to be perfect for the designs I want to do today. So that is pretty much all we're going to use today, apart from some ink and a few standard tools. So let's get going. I'm going to start by pulling out some of the patterns I'm going to use for the backgrounds. I'm going to use the busier patterns for the backgrounds because later on I'm going to stamp on some of the more muted patterns. So I'm just going to cut these to size. These are going to be 1/8 of an inch smaller than my final card base, and I'm just going to use that as a really simple, the card base is going to be like a really simple version of a mat around my pattern, just to sort of make it look finished and clean. I do tend to do this with my cards. I know a lot of card makers like to not leave a gap around their card panel, but I really like it. I think it just, you kind of use the card base a little bit more. That's just how I like to make my cards. I'm going to attach all of these to my card blanks with some ATG tape, and I'm going to make 6 of these in total. So I'm making these assembly line style so I can get through really quickly, just doing one stage at a time. Now I'm going to pull out some of the more muted patterns and I'm going to use these to stamp on. So I'm using a bunch of different colours here just so I can have a bit of fun with my cards. You might know I don't like to make the same card twice, so even though I'm making the same cards, I'm going to make them all different. I'm going to cut the panel just so it's big enough for the word seasons to fit onto it. I want to have a bit of space around the edge. Also, the word's quite big, so I still want to be able to see some of the pattern underneath, so I'm making sure that there's a little bit of space around it on the card. I'm just going to stamp this using my stamping positioning tool. I'm using a selection of different inks today. This one is a Nouveau ink from the Merry and Bright collection that came out, I think, last Christmas. And I'm using the teal colour to stamp seasons. For all of these combinations, I've tried to use a lighter colour for the larger word, just because you can still then read the thinner word that goes over the top. For the second one, I'm going to be using a pale pink Memento ink. Actually, probably shouldn't have used this one. I should have used something a little bit darker, because while you can see it in the video, once it fully dries, it's almost invisible to the naked eye. So yeah, I should have used a slightly darker ink, but it looks really nice in the video, so that's always a bonus. I'm going to stamp the second layer directly over the top of these 2, and because I'm using my stamping positioning tool, that means that I can stamp multiple ones at the same time. So I just leave the stamp in the same place and pop my cardstock in, and away we go. I can do as many as I want. I'm only doing 2 in this video, but you could certainly do, 102 if you wanted to. For the second layer for these 2, I'm going to use VersaFine Onyx Black for the first one, and then I'm going to use Nouveau Hybrid ink from the Merry and Bright collection again, the strawberry colour, for the second one. So that's those 2 panels done, or those 2 toppers done. Now I'm going to move on to the next stamp set, and it's basically exactly the same process. You cut your cardstock to the right size, you stamp your larger word first, and then you stamp your smaller word over the top. I literally made all of these 6 cards in less than an hour, from deciding what I wanted to do to actually making them, and while filming a video. So if you don't film YouTube videos, you might not know it takes a lot longer to actually film and set up the video than it does to make the project. So the fact that I could do that and make the projects in an hour was pretty cool. So I was pretty chuffed with myself. But yeah, if you do want to make a big impact with your card making, I think assembly line style is really fun to play with, because you can get a lot done in a short amount of time. It is of course really nice sometimes to just spend like 2 hours on one card, or 5 hours on one card, or however long you want to spend. But sometimes I get a little frustrated looking back at my card making session and thinking, wow, I only made 2 cards and I've literally been here all day, so what the hell have I been doing? So I do like to mix it up and make a variety of different styles of cards. Something else I do between using different colours of ink, especially if I'm going to be using pigment ink, is clean my stamps off. So I tend to use a liquid stamp cleaner and then a microfiber flannel. I just have these flannels that I got from, I think, from the pound shop, and I do use them in my bathroom, but I have a few in my craft room as well, and they're really good at getting all that excess ink off. I don't worry too much about cleaning my stamps if I'm using a dye ink. especially the memento ones, I find that most of the ink comes off when you stamp it anyway, and it kind of cleans the stamp for you. Because they're water-based, they don't ruin the stamps. But if I'm using something like a waterproof ink or a pigment, I do try to clean them, because I know that can stick to the stamp and just maybe make it not work as well as possible. I have to say, I haven't really ever ruined any of my stamps by using a specific type of ink with them or not being able to clean it off. Sometimes the waterproof ones stain them, but really that's the worst that's going to happen to them. So while I'm lining up the second layer over my words, I am looking at the packaging for these stamps, which is really helpful to figure out where the words are supposed to go. Obviously, I mean, you can put the words wherever you want. You could put it upside down if you wanted to. I mean, that might look a bit strange, but if you wanted to, you could. But just to make sure that they fit nicely and they're balanced on the cards, I did use the stamp packaging as reference. So I really like the Crafters Companion packaging. They're like little card stock sleeves, and you can keep the stamps in them, and it keeps them nice and safe. So I keep them nicely stored in there. They're really robust and fit nicely in my stamp storage. So that is all of my toppers stamped now, all ready to go. So I'm just going to make a simple white mat for each of them. So I'm going to cut the mat 1/8 of an inch larger. So this is a 1/16 of an inch mat all the way around the edge. This means it's going to match the mat between the card and the card panel, so they'll just look really nice. And it will help as well to kind of give a little bit of definition to the patterns so they don't bleed into each other, because the pattern's underneath quite busy, so I think sometimes it just needs that extra little border. And now I just need to pick which topper I'm going to put on each card. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm trying to make sure there's enough contrast between them and trying to mix up the colours and the patterns. So there we go, that was relatively painless. And now I'm going to glue all of the pieces together. So I'm adding the toppers to the mats, I'm doing all of those at once, and then I'm going to add all of the toppers to the cards as well. I would usually use my ATG gun for this, but because I had stamped them fairly recently, especially the ones with the pigment ink were still a little bit wet, so I didn't want to risk putting them upside down on my mat and smudging the ink. So I just used my liquid glue and was extra careful, and I didn't have any smudging, which was great, because normally if I use pigment ink and don't heat set it or heat emboss it, which I couldn't be bothered to do when I was doing this project, I usually smudge it everywhere, so well done me for not doing that. And now just all the toppers are going onto the cards. It's a really simple process. Some of them I've put at an angle just to be a little bit different, but the ones that were longer had to go straight really, because they just looked a bit strange at an angle. And that's all of those done. The last thing I'm going to do on these cards, just because I can't resist a little bit of glitter, is add some glitter snowflakes. I've actually got 3 different types of glitter snowflakes here. I don't know why I've got so many different types of glitter snowflakes, but there we go. I figured I may as well dig them out and use them. I've got some pink felt ones, which have got glitter on the top. I've got some white iridescent fabric ones, which, I mean, are technically not glittery, but they are iridescent, so it kind of counts. And then I've got some resin clear ones, which have like a layer of glitter on one side, so those are really, really pretty as well. So I've just put 3 on each card, and then I'm going to attach them with my liquid glue. My liquid glue, if anybody is interested, because I'm sure somebody will ask me in the comments if I don't mention it, is the Ranger Multimedia Matte, and I've decanted it using a syringe into this little glue bottle that I got off AliExpress. I think I showed these glue bottles in one of my recent AliExpress hauls. I'll see if I can link that in the cards for you if you want to go and check it out. They were really, really cheap, and the glue bottle is amazing. Like, it was really, really easy to fill up using the syringe, and it's really easy to control. So that is my new favourite thing. So all my cards are now done. That's it, we're finished. I really hope you enjoyed this video and you learned something new today. If you like videos like this, please subscribe to my channel and give this video a like, because that really helps my channel to grow. I've got more Christmas card videos coming before Christmas, so please stick around and watch those. I'll also link my playlist of Christmas card tutorials as well up in the cards and in the description box if you want to go and check any of those out. Thanks so much for watching, and Merry Christmas! See you later!